Did you ever date or have a crush or on anyone on the cast?
That is a good question.
Well, part of that answer is a little bit top secret. But while I was there, not the cast, I did date an electrician, and then I did date a grip.
We're here to see and welcome filmmaker, writer, director, pop culture mainstay, multi-hyphenate actress, and of course, birthday girl, Amy Jo Johnson.
What? Oh, hi guys, how are you?
Hi everybody. Hi Amy. Well, I mean, I think we already have the place where we have to begin.
Okay.
How are you today? How does it feel seeing everybody here?
I'm good. It's my birthday, as you guys know. Yeah, I've had such a good morning.
Awesome.
Everybody's been so nice, and it's great. Yeah.
Well, aside from the fantasticness that is your birthday, I know that your new song, Still Here, came out.
Yes.
And I was curious, what was the inspo behind it?
Okay, so I first actually wrote the lyrics to that song in 1998. It was right after my mother passed away. I was engaged to be married, and that sort of went the wrong way. And my life felt like it had just fallen apart completely. And I wrote those lyrics. I wrote that song on my guitar. And then about 2 years ago, oh my gosh, how long has it been now? 2 years ago, when we lost JDF, I resurfaced those lyrics, and I just felt like they had so much. And to see how far I've come as a person emotionally, and just like, I don't know, they just really, they hit home for me again. So I pulled them back out, and I actually recorded them for the first time.
That's really beautiful.
Yeah, it's called Still Here. It's out now. You guys can hear
really
it on,
great.
and it's on like Spotify or whatever you listen to. You can listen to it. It's out.
I'm curious, with all the hats that you wear, what does music creatively fulfill for you that maybe the other parts don't?
Yeah, I've always kept music as sort of a cathartic hobby, I guess I would call it. I never pursued it to be a rock star. I just love writing music. And as I circle around from writing screenplays now, or sometimes painting, or whatever other creative things I'm doing, I always come back to music. And I have a piano in my living room and my guitars, and sometimes as some of you guys know, I like to just go on IG Live and just start playing music and singing, and so it's always been sort of this place, like this really personal place for me.
So obviously the music, the filmmaking, the writing, what made you want to kind of wear multiple hats? Did you always know you wanted that in this kind of world of entertainment, or kind of what inspired it?
I think I get bored very quickly. I get super restless as well, and I think I didn't truly find my real passion, which is directing, until 10 years ago, after I finished a series called Flashpoint, and I shot my Joe Van Ginkel over there, and I shot my first short film, and I realized, oh my God, I love directing. Like, every part of my personality comes alive, and I felt like this is exactly what I'm meant to be. So I started writing more to get to those acting jobs. And through that process, I discovered, oh, I really love writing as well. And I'm actually kind of good at it. So it's writing and directing for me, really, at this point in my life, because it changes, that really lights me up and makes me very passionate.
Do they also challenge you the most, those two positions, or does it feel like maybe the singing or the acting are the more challenging parts of like the different hats?
Writing is very challenging because it's a lonely process, but I love it. So yes, if you were to ask me to go act tomorrow, that would be way more challenging, because I've sort of lost that that drive for that, where all my drive and passion is in filmmaking at this point. Yeah.
Well, I mean, I want to take it back. We heard from the audience, like, you are a lot of people's first kind of shero, and we are in this like era of girl power, women taking over, and I think for a lot of us, Kimberly was like the first girl we ever saw that was like, I don't have time to wait for somebody to come rescue me. I'll fix it myself.
Yeah.
So when you think about your legacy, what does that mean to you?
It's crazy, you guys. You know, I think maybe because it's my birthday right now, I feel a little emotional. But yeah, honestly, like when I got that job, it's 30 years ago, however long ago it was, it wasn't my intention. It was my first acting gig. But to have that role means so much to so many people. And 30 years later, these children are now adults that come to me at my table and tell me their story or how much it meant. And it's such a gift in my life. It's just been such a blessing. That's all I can say. It's like it's just a really cool. I feel very lucky.
I mean, I have to ask, as a slightly and deeply unserious elder millennial who is geeking out right now that we're here and using all of my restraint not to do something weird, what has been like your favorite or maybe craziest fan interaction with those kids that grew up that you're like, oh, okay, all right.
Oh, I don't know, crazy or weird. I don't know. You know what? I've had some of the most like really emotional moments with people when they come up and they tell me that, you know, maybe their parents were going through a divorce when they were younger and I was like their best friend. Or I feel like I'm a lot of you guys' babysitter. Right?
Yeah.
So there's that. I mean, all the interactions that I have with people usually is just super heartfelt and a lot of times super emotional too. And that's pretty cool to have been there for so many people without even knowing that I'm there. And it's not me, it was actually my character that I played, right? So I feel super lucky to have been given the chance to play Kimberly.
Well, I mean, I have to say, just as a point of privilege, like at my big age now in my 30s, whenever my family asks me, what do I want to do for my birthday? I still say I want to jump out of a plane on a snowboard. I don't know how to snowboard and I'm afraid of heights. Yeah, but for some reason, I still want the opening sequence of the Power Rangers movie every single time. So exactly. Yeah. But I'm also curious, there's now a Felicity rewatch podcast, and I'm sure with that are coming like new fans as well. What is it like when kind of a new generation or a new group find you and you get the opportunity to reintroduce yourself again? Oh, yeah. You know what? I don't even know. I don't know, because the people that I meet at conventions, they seem like longtime fans. Although a lot of times you guys come with your children too, who actually like love. That's always like very, very surprising to me when somebody from a different generation is like in love with Power Rangers or Felicity or I don't know how to answer that question, honestly. It's like, I feel very lucky as an actor. I moved to Los Angeles when I was 21 years old, got Power Rangers like 6 months later, and never stopped working until I decided to stop working as an actor in 2012 and focus on writing and directing. I was super blessed with I just kept getting all these roles, and it was a really fruitful ride for me as an actor. I've always been curious, is there a different Ranger, if you were given the chance, you would have loved to have been? Maybe I would want to be Billy. Okay. Oh, by the way, October 30th, me and David Yost are going to read MMPR The Return, issue number 4, together. Do you guys know I wrote a comic book? Yes.
Yeah, so me and David like to read the issues online. I don't know if you've caught that at all on IG Live. He likes to wear wigs and different things. But anyway, we're gonna read issue number 4, which we haven't done yet, on October 30th. And I told him I wanted to play Billy, but he said I wasn't allowed to.
I mean, I think that's kind of iconic, though. He should totally
Right?
leave. I mean, really.
Yeah, so you guys have to tune in. 7 o'clock Eastern Time, October 30th. We're going to read the whole issue number 4, which is the comic book I wrote with my boyfriend about what if all the original Rangers had stayed together, where would they be now? And it's quite an emotional 4-issue episode of just that.
Yeah. Like when you think about kind of the legacy of what you created, like we said, the multi-hyphenate, the place that you hold in pop culture, what do you hope people kind of take away? Like if you could write the script for what people are like, Amy Jo Johnson, what would that be?
So I have 2 features that I've just written. One is called What We Become, and that's more of like an erotic thriller, kind of fun. And then the other one is Ends of the Earth, and that's a romance. And honestly, to answer that question, I like going to a movie that is entertaining and just either makes me laugh or cry or just brings me on a roller coaster of a ride. And that's what I want to do. I just want to like write something and make something and direct something that just is a lot of fun in either a cathartic way or a surprising way or a sexy way or whatever it is. Just like make it like a fun ride. I think that's what movies are supposed to be.
Yeah. I mean, before I open it up to y'all to ask any of your questions, you just made me think of one that I'm dying to know is obviously there are so many kind of actors and people who want to be creatives who might be standing out here now. And I think what's really beautiful, like you said, is you had the choice to step away from acting and step into other things. Like, what would you say to that person that wants to know or wants to figure out, like, how do I step into that same space of giving myself that freedom to be many things creatively?
Oh, I don't know. I think that's what being an artist is, right? Like, so if you're, honestly, I rotate around my house. I have my writing station, I have my painting station, I have, my meditation station and my music playing station. And for me, art, like writing or any of that comes and goes. It's like a secular thing. Like sometimes I'm inspired to write, sometimes I'm inspired to play music. So I don't know, I just keep rotating.
That's awesome. Okay, so I want to make sure I give y'all a chance to ask questions. So, perfect. All right, right here in the Back to the Future shirt.
Hi, Amy. Happy birthday.
Thank you.
I wanted to ask you, what was the most challenging thing acting in Power Rangers? Was it the acting since it was your first gig or the fights, or what was it?
I think I learned so much on that series because I hadn't been an actor really before. I had gone to acting school, but I think the most challenging thing about that series was, in hindsight, it was that it was non-union and that sometimes we felt a little bit unsafe, I think, with some of the situations we were put in. We worked long hours, 6-day weeks, like, 12 to 14 hours a day. So it was a bit exhausting, but I don't regret a thing of it. Like, I learned so much as an actor, on-set etiquette, to utilizing the gymnastics I grew up with and learning how to do karate. And so, it was a hard shoot and a tough show, but a lot of fun.
Awesome. Right here in the Spider-Man sweatshirt.
Hi, Amy. Happy birthday. I'm a huge fan. Just want to say you're beautiful in person.
Oh, thank you.
Out of the whole
smells nice too,
series
sorry.
of Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, what was your most favorite episode?
Oh, well, that would have to be Switching Places with David Yost or Power Punks, which I loved. I also loved doing Bloom of Doom. That was really fun because it was all about Kimberly. Yeah, those are 3 of my faves, I think. Yeah.
Awesome. Let's go to you in the back with the mask on.
Hi, huge fan. So I'm in X-Men 97. I'm a voice actor. And I'm pitching a comic book that's based on my character. And I just wanted to know, I love the return, by the way.
Thank you.
What advice would you give to somebody who comes from a different skill set into stepping into comic creation and graphic novel creation?
Well, yes, that would be me, right? Like, honestly, I wrote The Return with Matt Hudson, with my boyfriend, and he's the person who has read comics since he was 9 years old and is, obsessed with comic books, and his dream is to write comic books. And so I couldn't have done it without him. Like, I had hardly even read a comic before we wrote The Return. So, yeah, so what was the question? Like, I don't know. Yeah, for me, for writing screenplays, like that's a whole different muscle than it is to write a comic book, for sure. Although a story is a story, right? And you're still like creating arcs and the same structure and all that. But like, it's a very different, I've learned a lot, for sure. And Nico Leon, who did the artwork, did such a good job, and he brought so much to the table. Like, we would send the scripts off, and then we'd get the story back with all the artwork, and it was like, oh, okay, it's even better than what we had even thought of in our heads. Yeah, so good luck with that. Yeah, awesome.
Awesome. There's someone right here in a coat, and they're waving their arms. We're gonna go way out to the side.
Happy birthday. It's a pleasure to get to talk to you in person. I've been having a question that's been like in my mind for years. In Power Rangers Turbo movie, was there cutscenes when you were having that fight, when you were getting out of the scuba diving suit and having that fight with like the other Power Ranger? Were there cutscenes? I feel like that scene or that sequence was longer, but like there were cutscenes, and it's just been killing me if there was more to the story than was in the movie.
I think the question was there a cut scene that allowed, in the Turbo movie, correct? That allowed for like a longer fight sequence that kind of added more context to the moment that maybe we didn't get to see?
Oh, I have no idea. I have no idea, but I was really happy that Shuki Levy was the producer at the time, asked me to come back to do Turbo. When he called me and asked, I was like, why not? Oh, yeah. You know, when I left Power Rangers, it was about a year before I actually landed that next gig, which was Killing Mr. Griffin, which was like a TV after-school movie. And within that year, I really started taking acting classes and doing plays and doing all this stuff to really focus on my acting. And so when Shuki called and said, do you want to come back and do a part in Turbo? I was like, yeah, I mean, why not? It was really fun to revisit, not as the Pink Ranger as well. It was different. It was fun.
Awesome. Right here in the Pokemon hat.
Hi, my name is Paul. I've been a fan for 30 years, and I'm just wondering for the two actors from the Power Rangers who are no longer with us, Terry Train and Jason and Frank, what is the memory that you hold the most for both of them? The memory that you hold the most with them?
I believe the question was kind of both of your cast members that we've lost, kind of what are the memories that you hold about them?
Oh my gosh, yeah. Well, many, obviously. You know, we lost Twee so young, and that was so long ago, and it was just, she was such a beautiful, amazing person. She was a very dear friend of mine, and I always found her to be just kind of wild. She was a loose cannon. I remember when we would do like shows like this, or like any public appearances, like she would, who knows what was gonna come out of her mouth. She was kind of wild and fun that way, yeah. And then JDF, oh, well, he was the wildest, as we all know. And I miss him dearly, and yeah, I have so many memories of Jason, and he just loved you guys so much. It was, you were his life, you know? Yeah, truly. Like he really, in a lot of ways, made this franchise what it is by the love that he poured into it through the years, through the Comic-Cons, through all the things that he would do with fans and stuff. Like like so much of this is about him, and I think we all miss him, right?
All right. There is a young lady in the back. If you can come forward, you have your hand. Yep. If you can come up, I would love to get your question.
Hi, Amy. Oh, it's not on. Huge fan, by the way. Grew up with you. I'm raising my kid, my son, on Power Rangers. He loves it. He's wearing Blue Ranger. You know, we have everything. My biggest question, I think, for you, probably get this a lot. Did you ever date or have a crush or on anyone on the cast?
That is a good question.
Well, part of that answer is a little bit top secret. But while I was there, not the cast, I did date an electrician, and then I did date a grip. And actually, I was engaged to be married to an electrician on the show for a while. And as for the cast, my lips are sealed.
I'm really hoping for that Barbra Streisand style tell-all, like when you're like, I have nothing to lose.
You have no idea.
I can't wait. I've already pre-ordered it. More questions. You right there? Yep. With the glasses.
Hi. I just wanted to ask if you have any fond memories about Suzie Q.
Oh, yeah. So Suzie Q, actually, when I asked to leave Power Rangers, I had done 130 episodes, and I went to the producer, Shuki, and I said, I think I'm ready to go. I'm ready to move on and audition for other things. And he said, okay, will you do the movie, the Power Ranger movie in Australia, 15 more episodes, and Suzie Q. He had written this movie with his wife at the time. And I was like, oh my God, that's an amazing parting gift, right? So he basically handed me Suzie Q. And we shot that in Vancouver. And it was the first time I was the lead of a movie. And it was like my own little movie. And I loved every second of shooting that movie. And it's lost into by the way, I have a website. It's called amyjojohnson.com. And if you become a member, it's free. Inside the toy box, I actually found an old DVD that I was given after I did the movie, because as an actor, they give you a copy. I put the whole movie up there. So until somebody stops me, the whole movie's on my website. And when somebody does stop me, whoever that person is, I'm going to ask them, can you release the movie? Because I don't know who even owns it, right? I don't know. It's not Saban anymore. It wasn't even a Disney movie. It was on the Disney Channel. So anyway, it's on my website if you want to go watch it.
Well,
Along with The Space Between, which is my first feature I shot, I put that whole movie up there and all my short films and all that stuff. So check it out.
I have one last question.
Okay.
I'm sorry I have to take this from you guys, but have you ever had a crowd of people sing happy birthday to you before?
No.
I think we should give that a shot.
If that happens, I do have to film it.
Okay, great. Guys, maybe we should try singing happy birthday to Amy? Absolutely. Okay, 1, 2, 3.
Happy birthday to you. Oh, that's my boyfriend.
Happy birthday to you.
Thank you. Thank you.
All right, make a wish.
Can you guys see this? You can't see it.
Guys, it's a really cute cake.
It's the return on top.
Yeah, it's dope. I wish we could show it to you guys, but then it would fall over.
It's literally from the Kickstarter. Was any of you guys part of the Kickstarter? So it's the David Mack cover on the top of my cake.
Well, Amy, happy birthday. Thank you so much for spending your birthday with all of us. And thank you, everybody.
Thank you. And if you can, when you go home or get in your car, whatever streamer you listen to, please put on my song Still Here and have a listen. I would really appreciate it. Thanks, guys. Thanks.
Hi, this is Maisie Richardson-Sellers, and you are watching Fandom Spotlight. Be a legend and hit that like button, and most importantly, have fun and follow your fandom.